Okay, perfect. So I think that's everybody joined now. So if you literally just joined us again, just to reiterate, my name is Chris. I'm one of the Shortcuts educators here. Welcome on board. Today we're going to be going through our post-COVID power trio. Okay, so there's going to be quite a bit to take in today. So I appreciate they're going to go through quite a few bits and bobs. Some of it we will point you in the directions of our learning center and things like that. We're unfortunately not going to have time to go into the deep, dark depths of everything I would love to, but I'm going to be able to point you in the direction of some resources. But we should cover quite a bit in our sort of 45-minute to our 60-minute slot. Okay, so we're going to be filling your appointment book with this post-COVID power trio. So of course, my name is Chris, and that is me there. I am your host. I am the education consultant here. And a little bit of background information. I'm sure if you've been on my webinars today, or if you've been on any of my previous webinars, you will know there is always that little bit of housekeeping just before we get started. So the duration of this webinar will be approximately 45 minutes to an hour. It will depend on really on how many questions we get. Of course, my microphone has been switched on, but everyone else has automatically been muted. Your speakers must be turned on to hear this webinar, so hopefully everyone's got their speakers turned up nice and loud, and a recording of this session will be circulated. Now, just to let you know, we are looking at around 3 to 4 days for this to be sent out, okay? We will have a question and answer at the end. You can send your questions through the chat box located in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Now, I've already had a few come through, so that's brilliant. Thank you ever so much for that. Perfect. So today we will cover how online booking helps you keep an accurate keep an eye on an accurate client register and why you need to. Okay, so why do we need an accurate client register? How to set up and use online booking in Shortcuts. We'll also be looking at account payments and how our upfront payments feature will help. Okay. We're also going to look at how to promote your online booking and fill up your appointment book. Now, I'm sure we're going to be very, very busy come the 4th of July, but we want to utilize every slot. Okay, so we're going to go through how we can promote your online booking and fill your appointment book up. Okay, so online booking, we're going to be looking at keeping an accurate client register. So online bookings are the quickest and the easiest way to ensure you're keeping an accurate client register. Because of course, when clients book online, they will input their first name, they will input their last name, and they will input all of their details, phone number, address. So it's a great way to ensure our client database is totally accurate. It takes the guesswork out of it and automates the record keeping process for you. So again, like I said, they will update all of their information themselves. It simplifies the booking process for your client because of course they can do it in the comfort of their own home or on the move or wherever they happen to be. But most importantly, you control it. Okay, so if they do make an appointment, you can of course always view it and you can always review it. Now, if you're already watching this thinking, well, I've already got online booking set up, brilliant. That's absolutely fantastic. We're going to show you some more advanced bits with it and just general tips and tricks to help you out moving forward. If, of course, you've never used online booking and you don't have online booking, this will give you a brief breakdown. But if you do take online booking with us, you will, of course, have a dedicated hour session for that. So please don't worry, okay? So we're going to look at combining online booking and upfront payments together. So how can that work? So upfront payments ensures your clients are paying in advance for their booked appointment, which practically eliminates no-shows, okay? And also, never been more important than right now, it creates a safer workspace with zero cash handling or card machines needed. So we're looking at contactless payments here. Okay, together this guarantees business and revenue while keeping COVID safe, which is exactly what we want as soon as those salon doors reopen. We want to keep our staff and our clients safe, as well as keeping revenue coming into the business. So step 1 is to get Shortcuts ready for online bookings, okay? Now, if you've already got online bookings, like I said, this is just going to be a refresher, some extra things maybe to look at, or maybe you've already done all of it, but it's just going to be a bit of a refresher. So step 1 is to get Shortcuts ready for online booking. So we're going to look at setting up Shortcuts ready for online booking. So today, in the first half of this webinar, we're going to look at services available on the web, and we're going to double check all of the spelling to ensure everything is completely web ready. We're also going to look at include finishing blocks. to book out time for sanitation after each client. This is going to be very important moving forward, okay? Now, you don't have to take this. This isn't going to be set in place, anything like that. It's entirely up to you. It's a recommendation. We're also going to be looking at the employees available on web and double check all of the spelling, again, to ensure it is web ready. So we want to make sure our employees are spelled correctly and all of the information is in there. We'll also go through how to set up your rosters. Again, we do need to ensure that our staff members' rosters are totally booked in. Hello, Liz. We're also going to be looking at setting up resources if applicable. If you're using resources such as nail bars, styling seats, all of those kind of things, massage rooms, you may already have resources set up, but we will run through that as well. We're also going to be showing how to do capabilities. Now, this ensures bookings are with the correct employee. Now, for this, let's say you've got a salon that also has a therapist working there. You, of course, don't want your therapist being booked out for a balayage. And of course, you may simply have some stylists that do certain services, but maybe don't do others. Such as in some salons, we have a lot of stylists that don't always do gents cuts. Capabilities will ensure we do not get the incorrect appointment booked with the incorrect stylist or therapist. So even if you already have online booking set up, now's the ideal time to double check all of this above information. Okay, and we're also going to look for the check for duplicate clients features is switched on, as well as update client details reminder prompt is enabled. Okay, so that is step one. So what we're going to do, we're going to revert back to our slides in just a minute, but we're going to look at step one. So we're going to just jump out of our slide for a second. Perfect. And we're going to open up Shortcuts Fusion. So the first thing we're going to do is double check all of the services we want to be available for online bookings. So on the right hand side of our navigation bar, we're going to click where it says Setup, and directly underneath we're going to click where it says Services. Now on the left hand side, we can see all of our service categories. So I've got beauty, I've got classes, color, ladies, and so forth. And we can expand those service categories by clicking the yellow cross next to that category. And of course, that will reveal all of the specific services. Now along the top here, you will see we've got loads of columns. So we've got price, time, break, points, and so forth. Now, if we scroll right to the far right hand side, you will see we have a description box, okay? So let's just make this a little bit bigger just so we can see it. So we've got our description box just there. So where we've got the description box, we can start to pop descriptions in for our particular services. Now, the reason we do this, you may have never thought to do this, but the reason we do this is if you decide to put certain services available for online booking, we want to ensure that our clients book the correct one. So you might have different variations of coloring, you may have different variations of massages, you may have different variations of nails, and you want to ensure the client books the correct one. So as long as you pop a description in that description box along the top, that will pull through to your online booking. Okay, so that's a really good handy tip. So just at the top here, under description, you can pop a description for that particular service. Okay, so if we scroll right back to the left, well, let's just pop a little description and let's just call it test. Perfect. Okay. So the other thing we just need to double check, and while we're here, is make sure all of the spelling is totally accurate and ensure it is worded correctly. Okay, so there's no silly characters or anything like that. We want to ensure it is completely bob on. So you'll see here we've got eyebrow wax, we've got nice capitals at the beginning. Everything looks perfect. Everything looks nice and neat and tidy. So all we would do here is we would just ensure all of our services are spelled correctly, and they're nice and neat and tidy, okay? And we would just work through all of our categories just here. Now you may be thinking, why do I need to double check all of this? Well, it's a very competitive market. We want to ensure your salons look absolutely spot on, okay? Because all of this information here will pull through to your online booking. Okay, so we've popped our descriptions in and we've ensured the wording is spelt correctly and looks nice and neat and tidy with no silly characters or anything like that. Then what we're going to do for each of our services, you will see the fifth column in, we've got just here where there is a web box, okay? So what we're now going to do is we're going to work through and tick each of these boxes for all services we want to be available for online booking, Okay, so I've just gone through here for my beauty category and ticked eyebrow wax, facial, file and polish, and massage. Okay, and then if we minimize beauty and if we go down to color, you can do exactly the same for all services. So you can treat this for coloring, cutting, everything. It's entirely up to you what services you want to book online. Okay, so I've done all of my beauty services and then I've decided I'm going to add in my coloring services. So I'm just going to pop a tick in all of the services. So you would just simply go through at this point and just double check all of the services that you want to be available for online booking. You've popped a tick in there. Okay, and you can do this at any point. Okay, so we've added that description and we've ensured our clients know exactly what services they're going to be booking in by a nice descriptive setting on all of those services. We've got a nice description for all of those services. We've ensured the spelling is correct, and we've now just gone through and ensured that all of the services we actually want to be booked in online can be. And you can change this at any point. So if you decide, do you know what, in the future, I don't want yoga to be booked in online, you just simply take the tick out of the box. It's that easy. Okay, so what we're now going to look at is adding in what we call a finishing block. Okay, now the reason for this is at the end of each service, we may wish to block out maybe 10 or 15 minutes just to sort of sanitize down our equipment or our tools or our chairs. Okay, and this will block out the appointment book as well. And it's just a great way to ensure we don't have to keep remembering to block the timeout. It will do it automatically. So if we expand, let's have a look at beauty. And you'll see down here, we've got massage. Now, after my massage service, I'm going to need to clean down and wipe down all of my equipment and make sure it's nice and sanitary. So I'm going to click onto massage, or this can be for any service you choose to do this for. I'm just going to choose massage. So we click onto massage, and in the bottom right-hand corner, we see we've got a details button, and it's sort of represented by this spanner just here. Clicking onto that will open up all of the details of this particular service. And of course, we can also see a description box just here as well. Yes, Nicola, absolutely you can do. You can listen to this again, not a problem. So you'll see here, we've got first block where it says massage. This is all of the details of your massage. Now, underneath here where it says second block, just going to plop in sanitation. This is where we can clean all of our tools off afterwards. So next to the time, I'm just going to say this is going to take me 15 minutes to do. Now, we don't need a break or anything like that at the end because there's not going to be a break. We're going to move straight on to our next service. We're going to pop 0 in there. Now, we're not going to be charging for this or anything like that. So we're just going to pop 0.00 in there. And in the cost, again, there's no cost to the salon that we want to keep track of. So we're just going to put 0 in there. And exactly the same for points. We're going to pop 0. Now at the end, the important bit is we need to tick this box here where it says finishing. Now what this means, when you make an appointment for a massage, and even if a client makes an appointment online for massage, directly at the end of the service, you will have a 15-minute sanitation block. Okay. Now, because we've said this is a finishing block, if a client books in 2 services, the sanitation block will go at the end of that second service, okay? It will always be added directly onto the end of all services. Booking another service will override and relegate this second block here. Now, you may already have a setting on yours where this is a finishing service, which is typically used for like a rough dry or a blow dry. Okay, so try it out on yours. In the second block, pop in a little sanitation or a cleaning section or whatever you want. When the appointment is made, such as this massage, at the end, you will get a 15-minute sanitation. So I'll show you how that works now. So in my appointment book here, I'm going to make an appointment just like normal. And I'm going to go into my beauty. Bear with me 2 seconds. I need someone who's capable of doing a beauty service. There we go. So you can see here we've got massage, and we're going to click on the done button. You'll now see straight away at the end, we've got that 15-minute block there, which we can see, which is our sanitation. Now, if we were to book a second service or a third service, the sanitation block would be moved right to the end. And that is how we can add in a finishing block to ensure we've always got enough time blocked out for doing sanitation. Good. I've had a lot of questions come through. Some of them I will wait to the end to just run through. I've done this as PPE. Yep, you could do it. Well, I probably wouldn't add this on as PPE because we're not actually going to be charging for this. This is just a way to block out your appointment book, Liz. Most people do PPE under sundry if you're going to be charging your client. Because we're adding it on as a service block, this is just to ensure we've got enough time blocked out in our appointment book. If you have 2 treatments with second block sanitation, will it only add 1 15-minute block? Yes, it will add it directly at the end of the second service. Perfect. So that's how we can add a sanitation or a finishing block, as it's technically called. So what we're going to go through now is we're going to go through and ensure each of our employees are set up, okay, for online booking. And this is a nice, easy, simple one to do. So on the right-hand side under setup, we're going to click under employees just here. And we're going to choose the employee from the top left-hand corner where it says James. And just towards the bottom right-hand corner where it says available for online booking, we're just going to ensure there is a tick or there isn't a tick, whichever you wish it to be. And you can change this at any point. Now, if you do make any changes, just ensure we always click the save button. That is how we can quickly and ensure all of our relevant staff members are available for online bookings. Okay, so what we're going to look at now is setting up our resources. Okay, now resources are things like treatment rooms, massage rooms, nail bars, and things like that. So once we click the done button, on the right hand side, we're going to click setup. And we're going to scroll down using our green arrow and we're going to click onto resources. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click the resource tab just up here. Now, if you don't have treatment rooms or nail bars or anything like that, you don't need to set up a resource. A resource is just a way to sort of link a service to a particular room or a particular piece of equipment to ensure it doesn't get double booked. Okay. So if we click onto the second tab here where it says resources, you will see I've already got some resources set up. These are the rooms, the equipments that we're going to be using. Okay, so we've got our facial room, our hair bar, our nail station, and you can see I've added a color to it as well. Then once I've created that, I'd go back to my resource categories just here. These are like the services. Okay, so this is where we're going to create the services. So if I click the new button, and if I just call it nails, okay, because you typically do nail services on a nail bar. So we're going to call my resource category nails. So now what I need to do is link my specific services to that category just there. So I'm going to click on the service button. I'm going to expand my nails categories just here. I'm going to click the grey dotted tab next to full set of nails because that is my specific service. And I'm going to click add. And I'm going to finalize that by clicking the done button. And it says no resources have been assigned to the resource category. So it says we've created a category, but we've not assigned any resources. We've not assigned any rooms or equipment. So we're going to click the done button. And the third and final step is to click the resource button just down here and link it to those rooms we just created. So I'm going to say my nail services are done at my nail station. And we click add. And we finalize it by clicking the done button. So that now says my nail services, which are full set of nails, can be done against my nail station. That just ensures that we don't get double booked. And that is how we can set up our resources. Now, the next thing we need to do is ensure all of our staff members' capabilities are set up. Now, hopefully everyone by this point, their capabilities should already be set up, but let's have a quick look at that now. So on the right-hand side, again, under setup, we're going to click onto capabilities. And now we're going to look at creating our capabilities. Now, clients won't see this. This is purely background work to ensure the computer knows who can do what in the salon. Now, most of you already have this set up. So you'll see I've got my capabilities categories here. What I'm going to do, let's just check what we've got. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to call a capability category nails. So I'm going to click the new button and I'm just going to call it nails. So now we've created our category, i.e. nails, exactly the same as what we did before. We now need to link all of our nail services to this category. So right down the bottom here, I'm going to click service. I'm going to find my nail services just here. Click onto full set of nails and I'm going to click add. I'm going to click the done button and you'll now see it says, please note, no employees have been assigned to the capability. That's basically saying we've told the computer we have people that do nail services, but we haven't specified which employees these are. So we're going to click the done button and right down the bottom, we're going to click employee. Then we're going to choose the relevant employees that can do nail services. And you'll see there I'm clicking on the grey dotted squares to highlight each individual staff member. I'm going to click the add button and I'm going to click done. So we now have a capability category called nails with our services, which are full set of nails, and our 3 employees. Now, the reason we do this is when a client books online, the system will now know that James, Matt, and Sarah are all capable of doing a full set of nails. Without this, they would have been able to book with anyone, potentially someone who wasn't capable. Now, with appointments going to be really sort of hot at the moment, we need to ensure that we don't have the incorrect appointment booked in with the incorrect stylist or therapist. And that is how we can set up our capabilities. So the last thing we're going to do is go through and set up our rosters. Now, again, most of you may have already done this, but we need to ensure it's 100% accurate. Again, because if we've got people working split shifts or people working just the mornings, just for the time being, we need to ensure our schedules are set up correctly because again, we're going to get people booking online. So to do this, on the right-hand side, we're going to click onto tools of our navigation bar. And we're going to click where it says schedule. And what we're going to do is we're going to pop in our schedule. So you'll see we've only got 3 days for Sarah, Matt, and James. Now, as you'll see here, if I pop in the Saturday just here for Sarah, click onto that, this will automatically pull through your business opening hours. And in the top right-hand corner, we can choose our schedule reasons. So we've got normal, holiday, day off, sick, and college. Now, if this was just a normal working day, 8:30 till 6, we can simply click the done button. And we would just work through each day, popping in the schedule. Now, what I would always recommend we do is we do a full calendar week, okay? So I'm going to now pop in Monday, which of course was a couple days ago. So I'm going to say Monday was a normal working day, but I'm going to say yesterday was Sarah's day off. So I'm going to change my schedule reason in the top right-hand corner to day off. So you'll now see I've got Sarah's full working week. So in Monday, off Tuesday, in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to essentially copy that roster for the full working year or 2 years or 3 years or however far into the future you want to go. So I'd always recommend you do a full working week, Sunday to Saturday, even if you're open or even if you're closed. Now, bear in mind, if you do what I'm about to do here, and you've already got schedules booked in, ensure you keep a record of any holidays or any day off moving forward into the future, because where we're about to copy this schedule, it will override all of the holiday already booked in. So just make a mental note of that, and you can always pop it in later. So each of these squares here are what we refer to as a cell. Think of this as a bit like Microsoft Excel. So in the top left-hand corner, we're going to click where it says Mark Cells. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start with Sunday, even if you're open, even if you're closed. So we're going to click onto Sunday, and we're going to go straight down to the next Saturday just here. You'll notice it's gone this dark grey section just here. And we are going to right click. And we're going to click Schedule Until. This is how far into the future we want to essentially copy and paste this roster. So from the drop-down menu at the top, I'm going to choose May 2021. And I'm just going to choose any date for this to end on. This is when it will stop in May 2021. So I'm going to choose the roster to end on Sunday the 30th, May 2021. And it says you have selected your schedule. Your current selection will be until the 30th of May 2021. So we're going to click yes. The all-important bit here, ladies and gents, in the top left-hand corner, is we're going to click where it says unmarked cells. Otherwise, we're going to end up copying and pasting all over the place. So now as we scroll down, you'll see I've copied and pasted that roster for the entire working year. And I would very much recommend we do that moving forward. But like I said, if you've got holiday booked in the future, just ensure we keep a record of that, because doing what I just did there would override over the top of it. Debbie, good question. If you are working a Sunday, it's exactly the same. Always go from Sunday to Saturday, whether you're working the Sunday, close a Sunday, or anything. The reason we go Sunday to Saturday is because this class is a full working week, okay? But if you are working the Sunday, pop it in, okay? Works exactly the same both ways. Perfect. Okay, so the next couple of things we're going to look at is checking for duplicate clients, okay? Now, when we have clients book online, they will make a second profile, and checking for duplicate clients will ensure that if there's more than one of them, if they've already been to your salon and they've then created a profile online, we can essentially merge those two together. So we want to always check for duplicate clients. So in the bottom right-hand side of our navigation bar, we're going to click where it says Setup, and we're going to click the configuration button. Over to the left-hand side in the bottom left-hand corner, we're going to click where it says General, just here. And towards the top, we're going to click this General button just here as well. And then what we've got here is we want to ensure this box here is ticked where it says Check for duplicate clients. And then underneath, we've got prompt for client details every X amount of days. Now here you'll see I've popped in 90 days. Now this basically means we're going to prompt us every 90 days when that client rebooks back in. It's going to prompt us to relook for their personal information. Now I would always ensure we always have both of these boxes ticked here. So we're going to recheck for missing details. So that will be maybe an email address, that may be their home phone, anything like that. And then recheck existing details will just be to make sure that their last name hasn't changed, their address hasn't changed, their mobile number hasn't changed. Now with COVID the way it is, I would always keep that around 90 days and always ensure both of these boxes are ticked. Perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click the Done button. So that is everything in the background of our Shortcuts Fusion, our shortcut system we just looked at there. That is everything prepped and primed, ready for online booking. So if we just open up our PowerPoint slide again. So that was step one. Oh, let me just skip back through all of that. So that was step one. So we went through our services, we went through what was available on the web, everything like that. And we went through our finishing blocks. We went through our employees available, set up rosters, set up resources, everything like that. So that is everything prepped and primed. Okay, so as we can see, once Shortcuts is primed and ready, you will need to set up your online booking. Okay, now if you've already got online booking set up, that's brilliant. Again, this is just going to be a bit of a refresher. If you haven't, this is going to go through the majority of it for you. However, once you've spoken to our customer care team and got online booking set up into your package, you will have basically a training session for it anyway. But this will give you a bit of a head start, shall we say. Because we basically want everyone to have online booking. It's going to be a fantastic feature for your salons, your beauty salons, and of course your barbershops. Especially with COVID, we don't want people waiting outside for appointments, all of those kind of things. Perfect. So recap, let's have a look at setting up our online booking. So we're going to look at configuring all of our online booking settings in the console. And we're going to look at remembering to add our COVID-19 info and our cancellation policy info into your online booking confirmation email and update the terms and conditions to reflect this new policy. We're also going to look at how to configure upfront payments in site settings in the console, which you will require a Stripe account for. Now, a couple of things to remember with online bookings. If you didn't know this is a very good handy tip for you. Remember to keep your server machine, your server computer, and internet connection on 24/7. The reason for this is your online booking speaks to your internet, okay? So without the internet, you will not be able to receive online bookings. This also goes for if your computer goes into sleep mode or anything like that, because when it goes into sleep mode, it does disconnect from the internet. So a handy tip, if your computers are going into sleep mode when you leave for the evening, make sure that isn't happening. We want to ensure our computers are switched on, ready, connected to the internet to receive all of those online bookings. Okay. And of course, check your online services connection as well. Now, if your internet does drop out, you will receive an email saying that your online services have dropped out. So if we just jump out of our PowerPoint slide again, and let's open up our online console. Perfect. So this is our online console here. Some of you may be familiar with this, but the online console is just a simple URL. And the URL for that is console.shortcutsoftware.com. Hello, do you have a script that salons can use or alter with the COVID info? No, we can't run scripts to alter anything like that, unfortunately. I can show you where you can add in your terms and conditions, but it will not constitute a recommendation or any advice from myself or anyone at Shortcut, so we can't run scripts for that. At the moment, our online system is turned off. I take it that we can just turn it back on when we return. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to show you how to do that. So there are a couple of things we need to do in the online console, first of all. As someone just quite rightly mentioned there, our online bookings may already be switched off. There's a couple of things we just need to just double check moving forward, okay? So what we're going to do in our online console just here, which again is console.shortcutsoftware.com. Some of you may have already noticed there's a very quick shortcut to get to the online console. When you're looking at your main Fusion system, underneath your pin screen, directly underneath that, there's a button where it says console login. That will take you directly to this. Do both computers need to be switched on or just the main one? Just the main server one, please, Debbie. Okay, so now we're in our online console. We're going to click into where it says company settings, just here on the left-hand side. Perfect. Now, if you have more than one site, you can toggle here as well. But what we want to double check here is we've got our logo updated directly at the top here. So we can see this will be used in applications like BookMe. BookMe is the name of our online booking. So we want to ensure our logo is updated. And you can just simply click on the Choose File button and upload it from here if it's saved on your computer or on your hard drive. Then as we scroll down, we want to ensure your company name is inputted and your display name. Now you can go through your BookMe themes. We're not going to go through that now because if you do take online booking in, that will be done in your dedicated training session. Now, most of you would probably already have your online booking URL, but you can always find it here in company settings, just in case you want to add this to your Facebook, your Instagram, or your website. And there are videos on our YouTube and on our Learning Center showing you how to do so. Okay, and I'm going to get to that towards the end. Then as we scroll right down to the bottom here, you will see here we've got our confirmation email heading and our confirmation email body. This is the body of the email that your clients will receive when they book online. This is their confirmation email, essentially. This is where we can tweak and where we can chop and change it. Okay, so you may wish to just add a few things in there regarding your cancellation policy. Now we're going to talk about upfront payments and cancellations and things a little bit later on. But if you have a cancellation policy or a deposit policy, you may just wish to pop that in the confirmation email body. And we can do that just here. Now, as we scroll down, we have our terms and conditions, okay? Now, again, I can't offer advice or anything like that, but you may wish to pop some terms and conditions in there regarding the deposits, regarding COVID-19, and how the client has been feeling, okay? And again, we can do that in the terms and conditions block just here. Now, underneath, you may wish to add something into the service selection text. Now, you may have decided at the beginning, when we were popping ticks in for the services we wanted to be available for online booking, such as massages, coloring, things like that, you may wish to add basically a little disclaimer, shall we say. If you're booking in for maybe a color service, or maybe you're booking in for a service that requires a patch test, we can pop that in here. And you can see I've done that just here. So please note, if you are a new customer and selecting a color service, you will need a skin test 48 hours before your service. This will appear at the service selection screen when our client starts to make an appointment. So once we've done that, what we're going to do is in the top right-hand corner, we're going to simply click the Save button. And that will, of course, save all of those changes. Underneath, we're going to click the Home button. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go to Site Settings, which is the tab just underneath that. And again, if you've got more than one site, you can toggle it between here. Site settings are settings specific to that site or that specific salon. Okay, so if you're using a head office option, underneath here, you will have all of the specific sites available to you, and you can toggle between them just here. So again, you can upload your logo at the top here. And then as we scroll down, we can pop in a short description. We can pop in a short description here. Again, this will pull through to your My Local Salon page. Now, My Local Salon is a bit like TripAdvisor for hairdressing, okay? So you can pop all of the information here so that when clients go onto your My Local Salon page, they can view exactly what it is that your salon is all about. Now, as we scroll down, we're not going to worry about the website, the Facebook, the Instagram. That all pulls through to Shortcuts Marketing, and we're not going to be covering that today. So we can skip straight past that. Now, down the bottom here, we just want to ensure your telephone number is correct, because again, that will pull through to your My Local Salon page. So we want to ensure all of your details are totally up to date. Underneath, we want to add in your physical address. So again, ensure that the physical address is totally accurate, because of course, again, this will pull through to your online booking and your My Local Salon page. So we need to ensure that the physical address is totally correct. Now, underneath here, you will see your business hours. Now, your business hours cannot be changed here. Your business hours are actually changed in Fusion. Again, it's changed in the configuration of Fusion, and I'll show you how to do that now. So if we just open up Fusion again, and if we click the setup button on the right-hand side, and if we click onto configuration directly underneath it, towards the bottom left-hand corner of our screen, we're going to click the general tab. And towards the top, we're going to click the business button, and it's sort of represented by a picture of a front of a house. Okay, and then here on the right-hand side, this is where you can change your opening hours. It's just a case of clicking onto it and just adjusting the hours and the minutes just there. So if I open up our console again, 20 or 30 minutes later, that would all update. Now, underneath, in a minute, we're going to be talking about upfront payments and things like that. Okay, so we can see here we've got our online payments. Now, online payments are handled by Stripe. Okay, now there is a fee for this. There is a 1% fee to Shortcuts and a 2.9%, sorry, and a 1.9% fee to Stripe. Okay, so altogether it works out around 3%. Okay, now you will need a Stripe account for this. Stripe is a payment handler, a bit like PayPal, all of that kind of thing. Now, at this point, once you have signed up to Stripe, there will be a button here where it says Connect to Stripe, and that will connect your Stripe account to your settings just here. Now, again, if you are interested in upfront payments, all you need to do is speak to our customer care team. We can configure a few things in the background. Then we just need to ensure, of course, you have a Stripe account signed up. It's not something we can unfortunately help you set up because it's something completely external, but it's very easy. You just literally link your business details to your Stripe account. Then in here, you will link your Stripe account, and you will also be sent a very short 3 or 4 minute video on how to manage your upfront payments. Okay, now we'll just show you just at the top here, we do have a video that you will be sent, and it will show you how to manage your upfront payments. Now, the reason I can't do it for you is because I myself don't have a Stripe account, and of course I wouldn't be able to make an appointment and run money through. But if Stripe is something you are interested in, speak to our customer care team. They will get it all set up for you and send you the relevant videos. Like I said, it's about a 3 or 4 minute video on how to set that up. Then all you'd need to do is literally click the save button. Now, if you have multiple sites, you can link your Stripe account to multiple sites if you want to. If they all have different business accounts and different account numbers, you will need separate Stripe accounts. Okay. Perfect. So I'm just going through some of the questions just to make sure they are just relevant to this, just in case I miss anything. I've set up Stripe account and it's working. We've got it for online gift cards. No, if you've already using it for online gift cards, you don't need to worry about it. It's already set up. Yes, Arisha, yep, you can do upfront payments for a deposit. That's essentially what upfront payments are. They're used really for cancellations, deposits, and online gift cards as well. But yeah, you can use it for a deposit. Oh, I meant for advance payments. No, at the end, I'm going to show you how you can do that, how you can essentially take advance payments. What is Stripe? Stripe is a payment provider. So it's a bit like PayPal. So what you do is you'd link your business account to Stripe, and then you link Stripe to your shortcut system, and then clients can pay via Stripe. So it's just a way that you don't have to handle all of the money. You're not giving them your account details or anything like that. It goes through Stripe. But there is a 1.9% fee from Stripe and a 1% fee to shortcuts for that. You're very welcome. Perfect. So when you're happy, you would click the save button. So the other and the third step of ensuring your online booking is all set up is once we've saved it, so I just wait for that to save, we're going to click the home button. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go to our Book Me settings, just in the middle, just here. Now, if you've already activated your online booking and you want to deactivate it, you can take the tick directly out of the box just here. And that will deactivate your online booking. And again, if you have multiple sites, you can filter in the top right-hand corner for each individual site. Now, as we scroll down here, you can see you can set up your earliest booking allowed. This is basically to specify how close to an appointment start time a client can make an appointment online. So you can do it from hours or you can do it for days. Now, if we leave it at 0 hours, 0 days, if a client has if you can make an appointment at 4:30, a client could make it for 4:30 and literally walk in 2 minutes before the appointment. Now, the reason I probably wouldn't recommend you do this for the time being is it doesn't really give your staff members much flexibility to ensure that they're not running behind, and B, there's not going to be much time to sort of, sanitize the chairs and all of your tools and equipment, all of those kind of things. So underneath, we've got latest booking allowed. This is how far into the future a client can make an appointment. Now, at the moment, we've got it set to 60 days. So as soon as your online booking goes live, this will be 60 days from today. Okay. Underneath, we've got our latest cancellation allowed. So at the moment, it is 2 days prior to the appointment. Anything inside that window, they will have to call up and speak to a member of staff. Booking change allowed, that is instead of cancelling the appointment, they're going to change the appointment. That can be a change to the service, the employee, the start time, or the actual date itself. Now, most people actually change this to around 2 as well. Okay, so keep these roughly the same. Now, underneath, we've got display availabilities with 50% efficiency or more. Now, what the efficiency means is it will look for the most efficient time slot in your appointment book. So you don't end up with a random 30 minutes at the end of the day that you can't get booked in. It will try and keep the flow of the day running back to back for you. Okay. Then we have some other fields to fill out as well. So we've got display a maximum of 5 availabilities. This will give how many available time slots match the client's criteria. And then we've got 4 specials. Specials we're not going to talk about today. Okay. Specials are special offers through My Local Salon. And the last section is search for a total of. So when a client has inputted all of their information when they're booking online, once they've inputted all of that information, it will look 14 days into the future, just to ensure we've given that client enough flexibility. Now, we would kind of say anything more than 14 days gives them a little bit too much choice. Okay, so I'd kind of keep it around the 10 to 14 days. Now, underneath, just down here, we've got service booking order. Now, the reason we do this is we know as hairdressers, we typically do the color before we do the cut, but we might have a client book online that books the cut before the color, and that could mess up our times of the day. So if we do the service booking order, it will ensure the color is booked before the cut, even if the client books it the incorrect way around. So all we would do for this is we would see we've got color here as 1. We could then maybe keep barbering as 2. That means a barber service would be booked directly after a color. And you'll see I've done the same for hair treatments and I've done the same for styling. Okay, this is only applicable if both services are booked together. If one's just booked, it'll just be booked like normal, even if the sequence is 3, 4, or 5. If it's just the one, it'll be booked in just like normal. And then as we scroll down, we've got some other Book Me settings. Okay, so some other settings for you to work through. Now, this one down the bottom just here often confuses quite a few clients. So where we've got allow clients to rebook past bookings and reschedule future bookings for services that are not available for online booking. Now, you may remember, if we just circle right back, you may remember at the beginning when we were in our Fusion system and we were going through all of our services and we were placing ticks in all of the services that we said could be booked online. Now, maybe there was one or two services we said, you know what, they're not available for online booking. Okay, so clients cannot book that. But where it says allow clients to rebook past bookings and reschedule future bookings for services that are not available for online booking. Let's say we've always had Joe Blogs that always comes in your salon for a perm, but we've said perms are not available for online booking. Because Joe Blogs has always had a perm, he can create a profile and he can book perms online. Now, he can only do that if 3 pieces of his personal information match your shortcut system, such as first name, last name, and phone number. That way we can tally up the client to ensure that it is the same client. Underneath, you can be blind copied into the client's booking confirmation email. And underneath, we can choose the employee selection type. So we can say whether they're so that would be any stylist or therapist or barber that is available and is capable, remember, is capable of doing that service. Any male, any female, or the individual stylist, therapist, or barber. And you will notice all of this information here is totally blank. There's nothing to worry about. This all pulls through company settings from the beginning, where we added those T's and C's in. So the last step is to simply click the Save button. Now, we've spoken about upfront payments. Now, again, just to reiterate, upfront payments is a way to pay for online gift cards. It's a way to do deposits. It's a way to do cancellation fees. Now, if you do have upfront payments and Stripe already set up, you won't necessarily need to do this. If it's something you want to take on, all you need to do is speak to our customer care directly after this. It takes roughly 15-20 minutes. They will then send you a video and it will show you how to configure your rules, okay? Your rules are done in this exact same screen here where it says upfront payment settings. This is basically you deciding how you're going to take that client's money. Is it going to be a 50% deposit? Are you going to take all of the money? All of that kind of thing. So as you can imagine, this is a bit like contactless payments. So if you were to say your rule was 100% of the service booking value, they've essentially paid for that entire service up front. So although it's technically working as a deposit, they've paid everything up front. So when they come in for their appointment, they can book online. You can also keep this for online booking exactly the same. So when a client books online or they walk in for their appointment, they essentially don't have to touch cash. They don't have to touch a card terminal or anything like that. And you can set each rule up for each individual salon. So if you have multiple sites, again, on the right-hand side, you can toggle for multiple sites just here. And that is upfront payments. Like I said, speak to our customer care team. They will outline everything to you. They'll go over the costs again, and they'll then send you the learning video. It takes about 20 minutes to get it all set up. And then you can have your deposits, your cancellations, and things like that. Perfect. So the last step of our post-COVID power trio is account payments. Now, this is also a way to utilize contactless payments, and this is all done via Fusion. Okay. So if we just go back to our PowerPoint, make sure we've not missed anything. Perfect. So step 3 was how to manage online bookings and upfront payments. So how to review an online booking. That wasn't one thing I did show you. I do apologize. When a client books online, you may have already noticed this. When a client books online, if we have a look at this appointment just here, we will see, let's say Michael G booked in online. You will see it appears yellow. Now, the reason it is yellow is it's kind of letting you know that this appointment needs to be reviewed. So we just need to do a quick check to ensure that this appointment has been booked in totally correct. Now, we can review it by simply right-clicking and clicking this button just here where it says reviewed. Now you will notice it turns green. And if at any point we forget what any of the colors mean, in the bottom right-hand corner, we can click the menu button and we can click color legend. So you'll now see our dark green is normal. And underneath we can have a look at that yellow again. It means it needs review. So we can always mark it as needing review again by reversing that process by simply right-clicking and clicking needs review. Now, you're probably going to have lots of online bookings that you need to review. So you may be thinking, am I going to have to go through every single page to check whether all of these online bookings have been made correctly? No, you don't need to. What we can do in the bottom left-hand corner, if you were on my advanced appointments webinar earlier, you should be an absolute pro now at filtering your appointment book. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start to filter our appointment book by appointments that need reviewing, i.e. appointments that have been made online and are yellow. So in the bottom left-hand corner, we're going to click this funnel. And we're going to pop a tick here from the bottom where it says review. And it will show you all of the dates here with clients that have appointments that need reviewing, essentially all appointments that have been booked in online. And we can skip to that day and we can see that just here. And that's how we can filter our appointment book and manage our online bookings even further. So a couple of questions there. I'm going to just answer all of those questions just at the end regarding fees and extra services and things like that. Yes, that works with normal appointments too. Yeah, you can filter normal appointments down as well. Okay, so if we go back to our PowerPoint. Perfect. So step 3, just to recap, was how to manage our online bookings and upfront payments. So we looked at what a booking looks like in your appointment book when it is made in an online booking, how to review an online booking, and how to manage upfront payments. Now, when a client makes an appointment with an upfront payment, you don't actually really need to do anything. The money will go straight onto that client and you just check it out like normal and the money is automatically redeemed. Unfortunately, I can't show you that because I don't have any money to sort of pay upfront. But with upfront payments, you'll see exactly how it works on the learning video when you take this on. Perfect. So now that's pretty much it. So what's left to do now but to promote it? Okay, so how do we do this? So when you get sent this, you will have some email templates, some SMS templates, some social media posts, and a privacy policy. Okay, and this will take you to our Australian page. Okay, perfect. So quite a few questions came through, so I'm just going to work through all of those questions now, just while if you want to pop any more questions in there for me. So with online booking confirmations, are they still overridden by the marketing booking confirmation emails? Yes, if you're using Shortcuts Marketing and you have the appointment acknowledgement campaign set up, that will supersede the booking confirmation email, because essentially when a client gets the online, the appointment acknowledgement email, they don't also need a booking confirmation email. But when you have your online booking set up, we can go through all of that. But yeah, you're absolutely right there. I don't have your name, sorry, but it's a very good question. But yes, it is overridden. Do we pay card fees as well as or is Stripe a fee instead of those? Nope. I don't know the fees you will pay on your card machine, but there will be a 1% fee to Shortcuts and a 1.9% fee to Stripe. I don't know the fees you will pay for your card payment terminal provider. How are we charged if they have extra service in a salon and booked? I'm not quite sure I understand that question, sorry. Does an online booking automatically merge with existing client details for the same client? No. The first time, very good question, Francis. The first time a client makes an online booking, it will duplicate that client, okay? Then what you can do is you can merge the clients together. Now, I'll show you how to merge clients together. So in Fusion, if you click onto the main section, and if you go down to clients, and if you click merge, this is where you can merge all of your clients together. Now, once you've done that, moving forward, they will hopefully use the same online booking profile and it won't keep duplicating appointments. The last templates, how do I get them? So they're all on our website. I'll show you them just here. On our website, in the top left-hand corner, if you click where it says COVID-19, and then if you click where it says Communication Kit, you can scroll down to where it says Email Templates. So we seem to have a problem when clients book chemical services, even though we have a message saying a finishing service needs to be booked. Okay, so at the beginning, Jane, when I added in that sanitation block for each service, what some salons do is they have that as a finishing block. So that means when a client books online, if they forget to book a finishing service, it will automatically block out 15 or 30 minutes or 45 minutes, however long you block it out for. Now, if they do remember to block out, they do book a finishing service such as a blow dry, that will override that finishing block. So they essentially won't end up with a finishing block and a finishing service. Yep, don't worry, Adele. We're going to get to account payments as well. We just wanted to just reiterate over everything we went through. Where are the templates for the messages? They're on our website under the COVID-19 tab. Yes, Joanne, it can be linked to your Salon app. Yes, absolutely. When a client books online, the deposits will still work the same way. No, Vince, very good question. We are going to get to that in just a second. So Vince is just asking, is there a way of using the upfront payments method for clients booking over the phone? No. However, I do have a bit of a workaround for that, and that is going to be our account payments. So just once we've answered all of these questions, we're going to get to that. So how do we manage a PPE surcharge when using online bookings with advance payments? Essentially, you can't really manage it. You can set up a sundry item if you're going to be charging for PPE. You can manage it that way through sundry items. I think it was Liz had a great idea earlier where she's also charging PPE through a sundry item. How do you take account payment through Fusion? Is it just through Stripe? No, there's a couple of ways we can do that, and we're going to get to that in just a second. Yeah, you can set up more than one block. There's block 2, block 3, block 4, block 5. I think there's up to 6 blocks you can do, Arisha. A lot of times that's used for things like tanning, or that's used for things such as perming. So that might be put the rollers in, there's a break, neutralization, rinse off, blow dry. Yes, you can have a copy of this webinar. It'll be emailed to you in the next 3 to 4 working days. How can we charge any extra service if they have in salon and paid online if we don't want to take any payment at the venue? Unless they've booked it online and already paid for it. So let's say they come into the salon and they decide to have an extra service. Essentially, there isn't really anything we can do about that as of yet. We don't essentially have, although we are working on creating contactless payments as such, like Uber payments. So let's say they book online for a blow dry and they pay their upfront payment for a blow dry. Then they come into the salon, they have that blow dry, the payment's already been taken, but then they add on a treatment. Essentially, there isn't really a way to do that just yet, but it's something we're very close to having done, so don't worry. You can do, Laura. Do we set up a Stripe account first before contacting customer services? Yeah, it would save yourself some time if it's definitely something you want to go ahead with. Yeah, definitely. Probably, Stephen. I know we've been a little bit over, haven't we? I said we'd be about 45 minutes. We've just got one thing to do, which is a bit of a workaround for contactless payments. Probably about 15 minutes, Stephen. But I'm pleased you're enjoying it. When you missed a few. Yes. So I'm just going through some questions. I've got some duplicates. Can online vouchers be set up via shortcuts? And if yes, is there a video how to? Yes, there is. You would just need to speak to customer care just to ensure that you have shortcuts gift card set up. Of course, if you already do, this can be set up. There are videos on YouTube how to do so. You just literally go into the programs console of your online console and tick for online gift cards and set up your terms and conditions. But yes, there is a video on how to do so. It's about, it's on YouTube, and I believe, no, it's just on YouTube. Sorry, it's just on YouTube. But yeah, we do have how to set up online gift cards. I think we also run a webinar about a month ago how to do that as well, Kirsty. Can we plug the link to online booking into our website, or do patients have to go via My Salon? Nope, you can plug the link to your website. You will require a web developer to do so. But on your site settings, you will have your online booking URL. Most of you would have already been emailed it as well, maybe some time ago. We can always resend that to you though. The help desk can resend that to you. That's not a problem. But yeah, you can add that to your website, but you will require a web developer to do so. When you have a finish on service, should the finishing box be ticked in details? Yes, you will need to have it ticked, Alison. As you saw, ours never get overwritten with the other finishing. You always end up deleting the finishing block. Yes, it is important you do click the finishing tick box, which is just here. So if we go to services, if I just move everything out of the way. So with massage, it was under beauty, I think it was. Yep. If we go into the details, you must have this box here ticked where it says finishing. If you don't, it will not override anything. So if we were to change this to a finishing block, if a client also booked in a finishing service, such as a wash, cut and blow dry, you will end up with a massage, a finishing block, and a finishing service, which of course is a bit counterproductive. So we always ensure this box here is ticked. So as you said, Alison, otherwise it won't get overwritten and you'll end up deleting it. Presumably the client cannot book or complete their appointment without paying. No, absolutely not. I mean, you can't end sale on the point of sale screen until a payment has been put through. If you have upfront payments though, the money will automatically go onto that client's account and it will check it out automatically as soon as you click checkout. So you won't need to add any money or anything like that. It's all done automatically. Could you put sanitation charge automatically, which would cover PPE? You could do. I wouldn't do it here though, Joanne, because this is just a way to ensure the time is booked out in your appointment book. If you're going to be charging people for it, I would potentially do it through a sundry item. You could do it through here if you want your staff members to be paid commission on it, because remember, this is all linked to the services. So if you add a PPE charge on here under sell price, and your staff members do receive commission, they will earn commission on it. This just here is just to ensure you have enough time blocked out in your appointment book. Sorry. I meant the client complete their online booking without payment. They can do at the moment if you don't have upfront payments. If you do have upfront payments enabled, and you've linked it to your online booking, when you set up your rules, there's a tick box where it says add to online bookings. No, they will not be able to complete the online booking without making the payment first. So if you set your rule as 100% because you want it to essentially be a contactless payment, they'll have to pay everything up front, which I don't think is going to trouble too many clients for the time being. I think they're probably going to welcome not having to pop their card machine in and have to pay by cash. Does the finishing block, sanitation block appear on the confirmation email? No, it won't, no. Unless, of course, they make their own finishing service, such as a cut and blow dry. If not, it will just block out the correct time. Yes, you can do, Harriet. So if you delete the cut and blow dry on a color service, it will delete both. Yes, it will. If you've set up first block and second block, which is why most people just do first block as full hovered highlights and second block as finishing block, because then if you block out a cut and blow dry after, they'll work independently. Okay, Stephen, no problem. So the last bit, I appreciate we've gone over. The last bit is account payments. Now, the reason we may pop money on somebody's account is, again, it's another way to utilize, for want of a better word, contactless payments. Now, as we've seen, we've gone through upfront payments, which is if a client makes an appointment online, or if they make a deposit online, or anything like that. Now, what we're going to go through now is maybe you don't have a Stripe account and you just want the money to go straight to the system, so you don't want to use Stripe. Now, the only thing is with this is if you don't use Stripe, you will not be able to have deposits, cancellations, or upfront payments. But what we're going to go through now is account payments. Now, that is essentially popping money on your client's account. Now, they can ring up over the telephone, make an appointment, make the appointment in the booking system, And of course, you can put money on that client's account. Now, if you have access to your card machine, you can do this straight away. So the client can ring you up and you can put money on their account and take the payment straight through your card machine. So to put money on your client's account is on the right-hand side. We're going to click point of sale. Now, the main thing to remember when you do put money on a client's account, you must ensure it is linked to a client. So in the top left-hand corner, we're going to click where it says clients just here. And we're going to choose a client. So I'm going to choose Bugs Bunny just here. So we click the done button. And what we're going to do is simply click any one of these gray empty sale lines just here. Click on to Z Business. And we're going to click the account button just here, because of course we're popping money on Bugs Bunny's account to use at a later date. Then say how much money we wish to add onto his account. So let's say we want to add £50 to his account. And then from here on out, simply check it out like normal. Now, most of the time, this will be done over the phone. So it will be paid for via card. So we're going to click onto the card button and just check it out just like normal. Now, please ignore my error there saying my printer's offline. So we've now added £50 onto Bugs Bunny's account. Now, how can we track this? So if we click onto clients, and if we go to Bugs Bunny on the left-hand side just here, we can see there's a green book, and we can see just at the top here, £50 is owed to the client. So when Bugs Bunny makes an appointment, we can redeem this money off of his account because, of course, the money is now on his account. So let's pop Bugs Bunny in for a service. And we can see that just here. Let's pop him in for a service. Oh, there's my error to say my printer's offline. Let's pop him in for a full head tint. Now, when we check the client out, he's already got money on his account, so he doesn't need to pay via card or anything like that. So we're going to click the checkout button. Okay, so we have money on Bugs Bunny's account, and we can see in the top right-hand corner just here, we've got £50 on his account. So to redeem this money, we're going to click the account payment button just here, because that's how he's going to pay for the money on his account. Let's just remove all these errors. Perfect. So we're going to take the money off of his account by clicking the yellow briefcase button just here. We can see there's, oh, let's just move this out of the way, sorry. Oh, blimey, let's get rid of that. And oh, how frustrating. There we go, let's get that out of the way, sorry about that. Perfect, so there's £50 on his account, so we're going to click the done button. Click the done button, and then last but not least, we click end sale. So that's another way there to kind of utilize contactless payments, because he paid over the phone, we put £50 on his account, and then we redeemed it that way. And that is our power trio. That is our online bookings, our upfront payments, and our account payments. Now, I apologize we went a little bit over there. I did have some extra questions come through, so I'm just going to go through those now. If clients have online gift card, can they use it to pay for an online booking? Very good question. I don't believe they can, but that's not a bad idea, to be fair. But no, I don't believe they can. Let's just get rid of this. We have integrated PDQs. How can we do a customer not present transaction? You would need to speak to your PDQ provider with that. I'm not trained to sort of say how it works. I do know you can input the client's, you know, like when we pay over the phone, you can pop in the long card details, the CVS code on the back, and usually take the numbers from the postcode. But unfortunately, I'm not able to say how to do that. How do we see in shortcuts if a client has paid upfront for their service? When they make an appointment for their upfront service, there will be a little $sign in the top right-hand corner. But like I said, when you take upfront payments on, you'll be sent a video showing you how to set it all up, and it runs through. I've got the video you'll be sent, and it shows you how it all works and how it all gets redeemed. What happens if they cancel and book a different treatment? Well, it really is down to you for that, Laura. If you want to, you can essentially say, do you know what, they cancelled their appointment, the money has been lost, or you can transfer it to their account to use at a later date. But again, the video, when you take upfront payments on, it shows you how to do all of this. Will clients get a receipt when they pay via Stripe? Yes, they will, yeah. If booked and paid 100% online for upfront payments, this is a good question, Sarah. If a client books online and they pay 100% upfront, when in the salon and they had a cheaper service, how would they be refunded? Now, essentially, we haven't taken any money at this particular moment in time, because like I was just saying, they might end up cancelling and you may just take that money. So essentially they forfeited it, or you may transfer it to their account to use at a later date. So essentially we're at the final stages, but you haven't taken their money just yet. So in that case, if they had a cheaper service, when you change a service, maybe from a restyle back down to a wash, cut and blow dry, it will only redeem the money that is to be spent, and the other money will stay on their account. So it won't be lost or anything like that. So you've still got pretty good full control over it. Is there a cancellation policy template for us to use? There is one popped in sort of by default when you take up upfront payments and cancellation policies, but we would always recommend you read through it and change it. But yeah, there is a default one you can use. Yes, sorry, Helen, to go right back to the beginning. If we are part of a franchise where head office holds the server, can each salon do this? Yes, absolutely. Each individual salon can do it. Can you go over the description bit, please? I presume, Liz, that was right at the beginning when we were putting descriptions in for our services. Perfect. Okay. So if you want to pop a description in for your service, which again pulls through to your online booking, if we go to setup in the bottom right-hand corner, and if we click onto where it says services, the two-hand shaking, then what we're going to do is right down the bottom, you'll see this scroll bar. If we scroll right to the far right-hand side, and it should be the last column. Now, if you're thinking for all of our services, we've got all of these columns along the top here. We can potentially move some of these columns if you wish. So you can see here, we've got class and class capacity. Now you might be thinking, I don't want to have this column here for my services. So if we right click anywhere along the top, what we can do is take a tick where it says class, we can take that tick away and it will remove that class column. We can do exactly the same here. So you can, if you want to, you can essentially remove any of these columns to make your life a little bit easier. But the description box should be just here. Perfect. Did you manage to find that okay, Liz? Can the system tell us or give us a warning when the customer has cancelled more than 2 times? Not essentially, no. It's a bit of a grey area when it comes. It's a very good question, Marseille. It's a very, very good question. We can't essentially have a warning. Now, when you cancel a client, if I just show you cancelling a client, when you do cancel a client, we're prompted for 4 reasons. So we've got no reason, client cancellation, no-show, contraindication. The bottom 3 reasons, such as client cancellation, no-show, and contraindication, these are all recorded on the client's profile card. No reason isn't recorded. So if we click client cancellation, then when we go to the client screen on the right-hand side of our navigation bar, you can see them just here. So if, in particular, if we just choose Jamie Brown, we can see there have been 3 visits on our client dashboard, how many no-shows and how many client cancellations there have been. So that's kind of a warning. It doesn't flag up or anything like that, but that's where you can see it. Is the only way to have online vouchers is to have Stripe, as this was not mentioned when I was inquiring the other day? Yes, for online vouchers, you will require Stripe for this. It's not integrated with PayPal or anything like that. You will require Stripe. I've tried several of these changes and my capabilities will not allow me to alter things. I'm not sure why you're having an issue, to be totally honest, Helen. Just when you watch the video back, we also do have a dedicated video for capabilities on our website. Just double check to make sure everything's okay. If not, just pop a call to our help desk just to ensure everything's working as it should be. We should be able to make changes to capabilities at all times, unless, of course, you don't have the correct security settings set up by the owner or the manager of the business in order to do capabilities. Can we block clients from online booking? Unfortunately not, no. It has been asked quite a few times, but we're not able to block clients from online booking, unfortunately. Sorry. Can I watch this back? Yes, absolutely. You'll be sent the recording within 3 to 4 working days, Harriet. Oh, I see, Helen. Yes, you're on the head office server. Yes, they will have to be done. Are you an enterprise client? Just to double check, Helen. You're very welcome, Harriet. Okay, yes. Our enterprise manager will be able to look at that. She's actually back working on Monday, Helen. Yes, that's all done kind of our end. Whoever has access to jumping into the server. But yeah, we do have, you probably may have spoken to her, Nicola. She'll be able to take care of all of those capabilities for you. Yes, it is Nicola. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Can we plug the link to online booking into our website, or do patients have to go via my local salon? Yes, it can be added onto your website. You will require a web developer to do so. But yes, you can add your online booking link to your website. You can get your online booking link from your site settings and your company settings just as you scroll down. But most of you will have already had it emailed, but you can also speak to our customer care team or our help desk team, sorry, and they'll email you your online booking link as well. Can't delete bits I don't want, but I'll keep trying. When you say you can't delete bits, Liz, do you just mean some of the columns in your services? Okay, so the class column in your services. Okay, so if you click onto setup, just where we were, and you click onto services, along the top, all you need to do, oh, let me just move that out of the way. All we need to do is right click on any of the columns and you'll see it gives you a list of all of the columns that are available to you. All you need to do is either pop a tick or take the tick away. So if we add class in, you'll see it's now there. So we right click, go down to class, just here and take the tick away and the column will be removed. Should still be the same, Liz. Might just be a slightly smaller screen, but should still be the same. Okay, lovely. So fantastic. We had an Oh, because I've lost my nails. It's hard to click onto everything, isn't it? Well, I don't actually know, to be fair. But I can imagine. I've worked with lots of emails. Perfect. So we had an absolutely fantastic turnout today and this afternoon. So it's been great having you all on board. Just before I disconnect, I appreciate I've kept everyone a little bit longer than we initially anticipated. So about an hour and a half we've been. To apologise. Perfect. I really appreciate it, Becky. Thank you ever so much. So yes, I hope everyone's found it informative. Some little extra tips and tricks, a good way to sort of brush up on our skills. I appreciate it's been a lot to take in. I didn't realize the time, to be fair. It's been great speaking with everyone. I didn't realize we'd gone so far over our time. So if you do need to drop out, please feel free to. But you will be sent a recording in the next 3 to 4 days. But I hope everyone's found it informative. It's been great speaking to everyone. You're very welcome. Okay. So just before we finish up there for this evening, ladies and gents, any other questions for me? You're very welcome. No problem at all. I appreciate that, Jill. Thank you very much. Where can I get these videos? I never can get them. Ones I find is 2019. I'll send you the link, Liz. I think that would be the best thing. Oh, how can you book me for training? I'd love that. So if you speak to customer care, when you call up customer care, it's option 2. Just say you'd like to book Chris for training. I'd be more than happy to help you out. Just say it's Chris or the guy that does webinars, either or. But yeah, my name was Chris. You're very welcome. Thank you. That's a pleasure. That's a pleasure. Thank you, Sarah. Lovely. Okay, so I think that's it for today. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to everyone. It's always great as well. I'm always humbled. I always have so many regular clients on here, so it's brilliant to speak to some of my regular ones. Some I've spoken to you one-to-one, some I've just spoken to you over the webinar. So it'd be great if we can move forward and have some one-to-one training. If not, it's always fantastic having you on our webinar. So do stay tuned moving forward. Even when COVID is all said and done, should we say, we're still going to move forward. I'm still going to be doing these webinars every Wednesday. But yes, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to everyone. It's still nice weather out. So if you are able to get out in the garden for the rest of the evening, please do go enjoy it. But most importantly, stay safe. And I will speak to you all again soon. Thank you ever so much. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.